Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. Okay, I'm just going to jump right into it. Wait, no, I can't jump right into it because I have no idea what is supposed to happen right now. I try to come into these live streams with no prep work beforehand because it's all about that real dev process of figuring it out as you go along. Hey, everyone hanging out in the chat. Also some chatters. Gaurav, what's up? Afshin, how you doing? Okay. Welcome to Live Coding Elevenses. It's a show part of the Live Coding multiverse. There's a show by myself, Live Coding Elevenses, Live Coding Second Breakfast with Christy, and then Live Coding Afternoon Tea with Travis. We stream weekly, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, different time slots. So check it out on the YouTube channel. We usually post a few days before the stream goes live. But yeah, if you want to hang out during a live coding stream, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, we try to do every week now. We used to be every other week, but we stepped it up because we enjoy doing these shows. Hey, Jesselyn. Jesselyn. I am so happy whenever I see Jesselyn's name. I miss you. David, what's up? Good morning. Okay, like I said, I have no idea what is going on the docket, but I have a strategy for that. And that is literally going to last week's stream so I can read what was being worked on before. Okay, next week's plan. The real fun begins. The next step is to tackle the UI with a plan to leverage AI. Okay, I did think about that. You're right. Okay, I remember what I'm doing. I remember what I'm doing. Hi, Nitesh. So welcome to this current project. If you didn't notice the YouTube stream or the Twitch stream, I don't know if it says it on the Twitch stream, but at least the YouTube videos, this says Live Coding Elevenses Mini-crossword app. So we're in episode 3, so hour 3 of building this Mini-crossword app. The first episode was all about design. We were on a Miro board only. The second episode was about building, and we basically spent the entire hour building the tables and the relational databases, the columns that go into it, and setting up the structure for the app. Today, we are going to jump in and start trying to build that UI to actually utilize as the mini crossword. So if I try to game plan for myself right now for this next hour, I am going to work on some demo data so that we have something to work with. And then, yeah, I think that's like the main things, demo data, and then start building the UI. And I had thoughts about which UI I should use, and we'll get there when we cross that bridge. Just because like I know how to do Service Portal really well, or at least I have experience doing Service Portal. So I was like, maybe I should try to build it there. But it's old UI. It's like old architecture because it's AngularJS. And that will be rough if I try to make a real modern framework in it. There is using the build agent, or not even using the build agent, using IDE to use the SDK so that I can do a React component. There's that. And then the other one is to use the build agent that came out in Zurich to try to build it from scratch. And I am erring on the side of, not erring, I am leaning toward trying to do it in a service portal, because I think it would be fun to try to do it the way I know how to do it, and that doesn't need AI, and then try it again later after the fact using the build agent and see how far it gets with just the prompting. And specifically ServiceNow AI. Like I might use like a third-party AI to help me with this stuff. But I'll try the build agent later when I want to start over and try it again, see how it works out. Okay, so demo data is the name of the game currently. And now that I am going to go into work mode, I'll make sure to add that little low music in the background that we can all vibe out to. Actually, that's one of my favorite questions. If you want to let me know in chat what your favorite Let me know in chat what your favorite music to work to, like that helps you concentrate and or just helps you get work done. What music do you listen to, or what music genre? Because I tend to listen to like lo-fi or like heavy rock and nothing in between. Yeah. Anyways, so let's work on some demo data. Oh, I should load that Miro too while I'm at it. We'll do it later. Okay, so David said, my playlist isn't safe for work. Luckily, I work from home. You know, when I go into hard rock mode, that's the same for me. Afshin, do you really? You listen to white noise while you work? How is that possible? That's wild. Kudos to you if you can concentrate with white noise playing in your ear. Holy moly! Oh, I can't even imagine. Whoa. I think I should load that Miro board real quick. I just got flashbanged. Holy mackerel! My eyes are blinded now. Woo! That's a bright light. Okay, word categories and words will be the easiest to start off with because they don't have that much dependencies. Raphael says, I used to listen to pop music, but I'm getting old, so I prefer no music at all. See, I can't listen to pop music because I want to sing along and then I can't work. Yeah. Okay, so where's my PDF? There it is. It's zoomed in enough. There you go. 150% is usually a good. Word categories. Let's do. Oh, we have to configure the forms. Okay, there's some extra work that we have to do. It's like, where is it? That's a new tab. All right, let's work on these tables. All right, the first category of words would be, well, let's just use one category for now to make it easy. Testing words. Just for prototyping. Okay. And let's add some words to that category, which we need. If you can give me if y'all want to just give me examples of 5-letter words in your in the chat, if you want me to add. Otherwise, I'm just going to get a list and import it. None of these have it. Actually, I want to make it. Is there like a cross-word generator? How do I want to do this? I need to populate it with actual 5-letter words that will work. but it doesn't have to be 5-letter words. It could just be 3 to 4. 3. It could be short too. Oh, I didn't think that demo data would take so long. Let me think about this. Give me a large list of 2 to 5 character long words, abbreviations, or terms that are ServiceNow related. Guess a much longer raw word list and only the words, and turn it into an Excel file already. All right, so while that's generating, I am going to go back and grab the table name, go back to the platform, and I am going to prep and import. You're taking your time over here, ChatGPT. What's going on? I have import ready for me to paste. Nothing like making ChatGPT generate the actual Excel file. All right, there's a word list. Might need that later. I'll keep this open. There's my test list of words. Sweet. Okay, so that means these lists are bad. have a bunch of words ready. Next. Okay, so there is a logic that we have to build. I guess this isn't a UI episode. This is a building a logic episode, and then we'll have to do the UI episode later. Yeah, we're going to focus on building a grid logic today. So how do I want to go about doing that? Okay, I think I have an idea. Puzzle constructor. Creates a 5x5 crossword hint sheet or clue sheet based off a category. Which means we're missing a field. We need a category field on this. Do I want to make it so when category is only when there is a category? I'll leave it plain because if there isn't a category, then we can say use all words. Yeah, we'll do that. What is going on with this dark thing? Woof. Does that look better when it's in platform? Oh, Workflow Studio doesn't have theming, dark theme. All right. Woof. Wow, that, okay, so that is consistent. Okay, back to light mode then. There we go. Okay, so when a puzzle record is created, it needs to generate ICSD. All right, let me just write. Let me talk out this process real quick. When a puzzle record is created, what? There's got to be a better way for me to do this. This is a wild way to type. Okay, when a puzzle record is created, create records on the puzzle grid table that would construct the 5x5 grid. The logic for that would need to be something like this is going to be messy. So, okay. I'm going to talk it out. All right, so if this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Mini-crossword. All right. It's a 5x5 grid. The way the table is set up right now is we have which way it's going. So for every row, for every record on this table, there's going to be a word. And that's from this table. But then we're on the puzzle grid table, we're indicating where on this grid, on an XY grid, is this, and the direction it is. So each record will hold an X coordinate, a Y coordinate, what word should be there, and which direction should it be. And utilizing that information is enough to construct any 5x5 puzzle. Hidden behind that is the logic for how to choose words and where to put them to make them fit, going both directions. Which means we need to do this recursively because we need to make sure if we run out of words to potentially plug in that won't fit, then it needs to this is going to be a little bit more complex than I expected. All right, let's just jump into it. Let's keep doing it. Well, I guess I have to decide how I want to go about coding it first. Yeah, like chess, but the difference between this and chess is if whatever word I choose one across, it limits the word list down to only words that are one one down has to also exist. 4 down has to exist. 6 down has to, and like they all have to overlap. So I'm trying to decide right now what happens when we run out of words, that because it doesn't fit. Do we just move on and consider those spaces blank? So I guess let me play it out in my head. Let me imagine just a blank 5x5. Goes in here, picks a random word that would fit any length of, but I would want to favor longer words. Would I? Oh, so see, like, here's the complex part. Like, if I put 2 letters here, if it picks a 5-letter word, that's fine. Now we have 1 across and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And then, yeah, but so David's like, Sudoku would have been easier, but Sudoku also doesn't let you plug in ServiceNow-related words. Okay. If I do 5 letters across, that's easy because it's easy. Then I know I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. If I do 4 letters across, starting at the original position, that's also easy because we could just blacken out this last square. My problem now is if I only do 3-letter word, do we black out both of these 2? Because we can't just blacken out 1 because I don't have 1 letter. We shouldn't have a 1-letter word list. If I do 2 and black out just 1 square, then it could be another 2-letter word, but then the additional logic would jump in of accounting for if it's a short word, we need to, and there's enough spaces to fill in after that, then we need to additionally put more in. If we just blacken out all 3 squares, then it's going to be not a great puzzle. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to limit it down to specific situations. So I'll say if it's a 5-letter word, that's fine. If it's a 4-letter word, leave the last one blank. Or it should really be randomly decide if it's the first one is blank or the last one's blank. If it's 3 letters, always put it in the middle. And then don't use the corners. And do not use 2-letter words. We'll say do not use 2-letter words if it's starting on an outside line. Is that okay? I guess let's move forward with that logic for now. And then, okay, once it generates line 1, I think we have to generate all the verticals that happen on line 1. Oh, woof, though. Because you have to come up with a bunch of... You can't just come up with the verticals. You have to make sure all the other lines match at the same time. Oh, that's gonna be rough. This word list has to be huge then. Because we have to make sure they all will fit. You know, it would be so much easier to do the other kind of crossword. Where's like this kind? That would be so much easier to code. But not as cool if we could figure out how to do this one. I think we still try to go for it. But we need to be more lax on the restrictions though, because I think if we have to be okay with a lot of blank squares popping up. If we do that, a word search would also be easy. Yes, Christy. I think this table might be able to, once we make the table, the game, I mean, I guess I already have the table. We could potentially make other games. So I guess, do I want to pivot to something like a word search or a simpler crossword? Because they're lower hanging fruit. Or do I want to stick to it and try to figure it out? I don't want to. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to figure it out. I don't want to pivot this early. Now, do I want to try to code it myself, or do I want to actually, or just use an AI to figure it out? That's a good question, Raphael. Is asking like, maybe just go work on the UI at first, but I don't have anything to display without an actual puzzle grid. I'm literally trying to make the demo data just for the sake of, oh, you know what? If I manually create I mean, we're gonna have to hit it eventually though. Like, I'm thinking, oh, why don't I just go find an existing 5x5, plug those words in, and then I have my demo data to create the UI, and I can work on the UI. But I'm gonna eventually have to go back and build the logic anyways. So should I? Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I mean, did you all know, like, apparently you can fit the entire Scrabble word list into like 7 megabytes. It's not hard to have an entire dictionary of words inside of a database. Is it possible to generate or find a suitable word using AI in SN? I mean, one of the stretch goals is to use AI to generate the word list itself. So there's that already. Or we can make it silly and like, if the words don't perfectly match, just make it make up what that word is. like make up a definition or abbreviation of what that stands for, and completely gaslight any new ServiceNow person trying to learn using this app. No, we will not do that. Okay, so should I work on the UI first, or should I work on the logic? I mean, this episode does say working on the UI. Okay, we'll go that route. Let me find an existing 5x5 grid. Firms, Idiom, Lasso, Cheek, Horsey, Filch, Idaho, Riser, Moses, Smoky. Yeah, that works. We'll do it. Actually, I would like one that didn't have complete. Like this one. And we'll just do this one for now. Ooh, that's a big image. I mean, is there a better? Here, we'll do this one. Because it has empty spaces. All right, so let me populate the table real quick with this one. Can you all hear me typing? Is it annoying? Oh, good. I'm glad. I like my keyboard. I have so many keyboards. This is my 6th keyboard. Oops. Hey, Han. All right, so that's the word list. Let me create the grid now. Hey, Ben. Don't worry, Ben. You're always you always make it. So we appreciate Ben. We appreciate you, dude. You show up to all these streams. We appreciate you. Where are you based out of? You gotta come to one of the world forums and hang out. Oh, there's London, there's Munich, there's Paris. What else? Well, is there Amsterdam? Gotta make it to one of them. Oh wow, 2018. That is a while ago. Oh, okay. Row and column. This is where I need to decide how the grid will lay out. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's probably the easiest way to go, top to bottom. Hey, actually, I love answering this question. Afshin says, I'm just curious, why don't you use SN Utils? Isn't it much easier and faster to navigate? The reason why, I agree, 100% would be faster if I used SN Utils or any of those kind of utilities. Early on, when I became a developer advocate, I made the intentional decision to never use those tools, especially when it comes to being on a stream. And this is just me, like, it's just me being snarky, like not snarky, like picky, and just like challenging myself to do it, because my whole thing is, as much as a lot of the people know what that tool set exists, SN Utils, the vast majority of people at home don't even know it exists, or have never bothered to install it, or like Han says, it's company policy. They can't install it on their instance because it's company policy. I know that there's Explore toolkit, which you can. It's a browser thing, but still, like some computers, like some companies can't block it, or the fact that people don't know it exists. So I only stream without any of those tools because I'm trying to show the baseline experience of dev work, without the dependency of like, hey, if you want to follow along, you need to install these things. But yeah, that's the reason why that I don't use those tools. It's because most people don't, so I want to make sure it's fairly accurate. Cool. It's not also flexing. No, it's like it's a struggle. Sometimes I'm just like, oh man, I wish I had a shortcut. There are some shortcuts that I've made that are still in the share. Like, I don't even have it installed on this instance because it's my PDI. But I have stuff like I like to have copy table name in here, and I built a little utility for that, and it's just but you can, it's something that you can just import via update set. I've also done things like if you right click here, it says the copy variable name or copy column name, copy value, copy display value. I've made that tool set too. I should have reinstalled those because those are super helpful to have. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. Where was I? Making choices. That's right. Oh, I gotta change the type. That's right. Okay, if I'm changing it to choice, I need to remember that it is text based now. I said drop down without net. Oh, default value. I'm saying can't live without it. I don't know. I've done fine. I've done fine. It's true though. Like there's some things where once you see how convenient it is to have, it's hard to get rid of it. There's definitely things I have like that not in ServiceNow, like in my Visual Studio IDE or VS Code, I mean. I've not been on the right. It should be vertical. I'll fix that right now. Oh, this list layout. Okay. A lot of chats. Makes me really miss my auto. I think we talked about this before, David. AutoHotkey script. I had so many nice quality of life features for fixing my common typos on the fly. Yes. Is my AutoHotkey even? Yeah, I have my AutoHotkey running right now. My AutoHotkey script does a lot of random stuff. Types out my email address really fast. Types out my other email addresses really fast. I have stuff like correcting the ways that I spell certain people's names if I misspell it. Like who do I misspell often and I have it intercepted for me? But or like if I type in my teammate Laszlo's name and I press space, it adds the accents for me. But yeah, I had crazy AutoHotkey scripts. I had an AutoHotkey script that would go between an Excel file that a person would send in, and then I guess this is like early day RPA basically. But the AutoHotkey would go into the Excel sheet, copy a field, jump over to ServiceNow, pick the right field, type it in from the Excel sheet, and then go back and forth between the two sheets rapidly to fill out the record, because I would get it via email or via an Excel sheet. I had it auto-generate email templates too for me between ServiceNow. Like I would have something read off the screen of an incident and then grab all the information and open up Outlook and open up the email for me so I could send out an email. Oh yeah, AutoHotkey scripts are so wild. Our security department came down with the ban hammer on everything AutoHotkey. That makes sense. Because you never know what you might be accidentally automating out. Yeah, it made my job so easy at the service desk. It made me look like a help desk god. I had so much faster completions. That's some fun. So that's being a dev, man. Those were the good old days of just like going rogue and automating everything. Good times. Okay, so I have the basis of demo data to start generating the puzzle. I am missing a column in here that I forgot. Let me put that on. So having this information, this is what we need to be able to construct this puzzle on a screen, because at coordinates row 1 column 2, the word hug should appear across, and there it is, horizontal. I guess I should have said, crosswords always say across and down. I should have said across and down instead of horizontal and vertical. I can always fix that later. But using these 8 records, we can fully construct this puzzle. And so that means next stream, because we never got to it. Oh man, these are taking longer than I expected. We were only able to do demo data on this one because I spent way too long just thinking about how to make stuff. That's okay. That's dev life. That's also, we had some fun conversations. Oh my gosh, Power Automate. Oh, BI. Oh my goodness, all those random stuff. No, it wasn't the same. AutoHotkey. Okay, let's talk more about AutoHotkey. This, I hope if you're new to watching this and you don't have the same experience as me or David or Ben in the chat with doing these things in the past, I hope you get to do this in your budding career, because it's like a rite of passage of what else can I automate? And so my fun thing was in Diablo 3. When Diablo 3 came out, I was if I don't know how many people know this, I was a critical mass sorcerer mage for my team, and that being a CM build required if the buttons you need to press to activate your skills are 1, 2, 3, 4, or Q, W, E, R, depending on what you're used to. The CM build required me to constantly button mash all of those keys at all times. And the moment I didn't button mash those keys, my entire team, we would just wipe out, because a lot of it relied on me spamming those keys at all times. I'm talking about like literally me just going like this. And so I would get tired. So what I did was I built a AutoHotkey script that not just rapidly tapped those keys, but because I was worried about getting bot detected, in my script, each of those keys ran as asynchronous process of determining a random time interval between a min and max, which also varied that minimum max level every once in a while per key, and then spaced out the key presses accordingly of that randomized time limit, so that I wouldn't get bot detected, because I wanted to make it look like it was me actually hitting those keys. And I ran that script, so I loved that script. It made being that build so much easier and easier on my hand. Yeah, so fun times. Christy Rowan said Diablo 3 went, OMG. I have lost so much. I tried to get into Diablo 4, but my buddies weren't into it as much, so I fell out of it. Stream Deck or Steam Deck? Because we have both. I have a both. Mage in WoW or Holy Pal in early. Oh, nice. Yeah. So WoW was at its height when I was in college, which is dangerous, which is super dangerous. I luckily never touched WoW, and I've never touched Dota or League. And I'm really glad, because in my college days, those were like some of those biggest games at the moment. And I saw what it did to my friends. And so I intentionally never played WoW or Dota or League, because I was scared of what it would do to me, because I saw what it did to my friends' grades. But yeah. D2 also. Oh, there was one summer where me and my best friend Ben, not this Ben, but another Ben, we were like, you know what? Let's go back and play Diablo 2 for fun. And so one summer, I think it was like my sophomore year in college, we went from the lowest difficulty of D2 all the way to what's the highest one? Nightmare or Hell? I can't remember. Nightmare or Hell? We went all the way to the last difficulty, non-stop, without ever joining another server. So we had nobody helping us externally, because I mean, if you know D2, it was common to jump into other servers. You might get a drop from somebody else or something. We never interacted with anybody else. We played 2-player co-op from beginning to end, non-stop. And then the moment we got to the last difficulty and got one-shotted in the fields, we were like, nope, we're done. We're done playing. That's how you all can. That's cool. Diablo 2 is how Christy and her husband connected. That's great. By having it in common. Okay, well, that's the stream. Did I get much done? No. Did we have a good time? I hope so. Did we vibe out and talk about nostalgic stuff? Yeah, let's have the fun. But thanks for joining us. Tomorrow is Travis's stream. Don't miss it. Today started Hacktoberfest. If you don't know what Hacktoberfest is, check out the channel. This morning we streamed a Kickoff. Free shirts, learning about GitHub and open source. Join us with that. It's a month long. It's all of October. Just started. Join us in that. That's some fun stuff. But yeah, that's the stream. I'll be streaming next week, and we'll continue this app build, and we'll work on the UI next. Bye.